And Alan Lay is standing by with our first ever 2024 Steamboat News. What do you have for us this new year, Alan?
Well, first of all, Happy New Year, Brittany.
Happy New Year to you as well, of course.
Well, thank you, and good morning to you. And the 38th Annual Music Fest makes its return to Steamboat this week on Saturday, January 6th through Thursday, January 11th. Affectionately locally known as Texas Music Week or just Texas Week, this is a showcase of the up-and-coming artists like Bree Bagwell, Shane Smith and the Saints, Jason Eady, and Midnight River Choir, to name a few. Now, if you missed out on getting tickets, that's okay. The public is welcome to attend the daily shows on the Steamboat stage in Gondola Square, right here over my shoulder. Kylie Frey kicks things off at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th. Check out themusicfest.com for the latest schedule and artist info. As of this report, the Steamboat Resort has a mid-mountain base of 30 inches and the summit base is 49 inches. The Steamboat Resort offers skiing and riding on 22 lifts and 162 runs, 2,916 acres of packed powder. The Little Rodeo Terrain Park and Skeeter's Rink are also open. Go to steamboat.com for all the latest trail and lift information. Keller Williams returns to the String Steamboat Festival Pavilion on Friday, January 12th. Known as the one-man band, Keller Williams is an American singer, songwriter, and musician who combines a bunch of elements. The show starts at 7 p.m., and you can get tickets at the box office or at stringsmusicfestival.com. Undiscovered Earth is a new nonprofit here in Steamboat and was created with a primary focus on the creation of a Steamboat Springs art district. Most recently, it's been announced that Undiscovered Earth is working with the owners of the Chief Theater in Steamboat to purchase and renovate and finally run the historic landmark. I was fortunate enough to catch up with Executive Director Dagny McKinley to talk about the progress and discuss other projects that Undiscovered Earth is working on. I'm here with Danny McKinley of Undiscovered Earth. Hi, Danny. How are you this morning?
Great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
You've got a lot of exciting projects going on.
I do have a lot happening. Yes. Where would you like me to start?
Well, we are sitting in the former All That space, which is one of the wings off of the Chief Theater. So why don't we start there?
Okay. So we are working with the owners of the Chief to see if it makes sense for us to buy the building and renovate it back into a 350-seat theater. And it would have a bar kind of lobby in the front. So as that's happening, they're allowing us to occupy the front office space so that people can come in, talk to us about whatever they want, ask us questions about our plans. And that's kind of how we ended up being here.
It is very exciting. Now, unfortunately, we've seen some recent headlines where some young hoodlums thought it would be a good idea to come in and destroy and paint some graffiti, and
right.
What a shame. And I'm sorry that we even have to mention that.
Thank you. And I think the most heartbreaking part of that is they graffitied over historic murals. So that is damage that is going to take a lot of work to fix, if we can even fix it, right? So we have these kids who probably just were being silly and not thinking twice about what they were doing, and now it's kind of permanent damage to this historic building. So that's one of the most crushing parts of what happened.
And so the initial formation of Undiscovered Earth was the creation of a Steamboat Springs art district.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and the progress?
Absolutely. So we formed in 2022 to address infrastructure needs for creatives. So basically we're looking at what are the biggest needs for the performing arts nonprofits, and those through a feasibility study done in 2019 showed that we need rehearsal space, we need visiting artist space, and we need affordable venues for our performing arts groups. Last year, we officially formed as a nonprofit. We got our 501c3 status this year. And so the concept of the Arts District is starting with the Chief, a 350-seat venue that has 2 levels that can meet kind of that mid-sized need in between Perry Mansfield and Strings. And then looking at a larger venue, probably about 700 seats, and that will be a flex space. So we can also have events and conferences there, so we can support the Steamboat Grand and bring in larger conferences with them. And we can also bring in acts that aren't being represented in our community, like national opera acts and theater and dance and things like that. And we've kind of come to this position where everything is aligning perfectly. The properties have become available for all of these things to happen immediately. And now we just need the funding to align with it, and we can have these built within 5 years, all 3 of those pieces, I believe.
And if folks are watching and they want to help or want to learn more, how do they do that?
So they can go to undiscoveredearth.org, or they can call. I have cell phone 970-846-6768.
Thank you, Danny.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
your time.
Thank you so much.
If you want to learn more, or if you're interested to see how you can help, check out their website at undiscoveredearth.org. Avalanche Savvy is back with 2 training events in the Yampa Valley. On January 10th, they're holding a State of Snowpack and Avalanche Terrain Exposure Scout class at Gravity House here in Steamboat. And on January 11th in Hayden, it's the Northwest Colorado Avalanche Awareness Night at Alpenglow at the Granary. Go to avalanchesavvy.com to get all the details and to register. And then coming up on Saturday, January 14th, the Cowboy Up Balloon Blow will return to the base area of the Steamboat Resort, which serves as the precursor to the 49th Annual Cowboy Downhill, which is Monday, January 15th. On Monday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., festivities for the downhill include a Western celebration in Gondola Square featuring 4-H farm animals, a learn-to-rope clinic, and appearances by the Denver Broncos cheerleaders, as well as commemorative Cowboy Downhill logo wear and souvenirs. Then at 1 p.m., the main event, the Cowboy Downhill, which is a timed event slalom, then immediately followed by the Stampede, which is a free-for-all. All the racers on the slope at once in a mad dash to the finish. Then at approximately 2:30 p.m., Big Sam's Funky Nation finishes the event with a concert on the Steamboat stage. That's what's going on here in Steamboat Springs. Back to you in the studio, Brittany.
Thanks a bunch, Alan. Now you have to share with us as well what you did to ring in the new year. What did you do?
Well, a neighbor had a party and hired 80 to play it. So we literally walked 4 houses away. And when it was over, we walked home, and it was a wonderful evening, capped off by some fireworks and, champagne toast.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. I love how you got to the party so quickly and left the party as well, in a good, timely manner, and just had to walk a couple houses down. That's wonderful.
Yeah, no driving out there with amateur hour, none of that.
Yes, well, I'm glad you're safe and happy 2024. I can't wait for all the things you have for us in this new year. We will catch you later.